Neuroglia is the important cell of nervous system that provides the support or functional environment or functionality of the neuron. It supports the neuron for proper functioning of the neuron. So neuroglia play a very important role for the functioning of the neuron. And they are smaller in size and you can find in huge number in the nervous system, almost 10 to 50 times than neuron, much more. The ratio neuron to neuroglia is around 10 is to 1 to 50 is to 1. In my previous video, when I have taken note from Cunningham Physiology, I have given maximum 10 is to 1. But in this book, Duke's Physiology, it has mentioned that 10 is to 1 to 50 is to 1. So the neuroglia are much more than neuron in the nervous system. And this neuroglia have the capacity to divide. On the other hand, neuron cannot divide. This neuroglia, because of that, they form the scar when the neuronal damage or the some area of the nervous system is damaged. So that damaged tissue is removed and the neuroglia multiply and fill up the gap. The Schwann cell is the neuroglia which we can find in peripheral nervous systems. Other neuroglia like oligodendrocyte, ependymal cell, microglia, and astrocyte, these are all in CNS. Only a Schwann cell that form the myelin sheath, that is we can find in peripheral nervous system. So today let us see the Schwann cell. So the Schwann cell, it is also referred to as neuromyocytes and or neurolemma cell. And these cells which form the covering of the axon or which wraps over the axon. And this name, it has come from the German scientist Theodor Schwann, who discovered this cell. This Schwann cell differentiates from neural crest during embryonic development. So they form the myelin sheath in the peripheral nervous system, concentrically wrap their plasma membrane around the axon. So it wrap over the axons. It may go up to 50 or more than 50 layers. So many layers over the axon. And mostly it form the myelin sheath, the axons which are over 1 micrometer in diameter. The node of Ranvier, it is the area between the myelin sheath. So this area, it is the node of Ranvier, where these are the uncovered area by the myelin sheath. These areas are not, these areas left over by the Schwann cell or oligodendrocyte in the CNS. So these are the area node of Ranvier. These are between the myelin sheath and where the axon potential generally they move from one node of Ranvier to another node of Ranvier. So these are the area of the axons where myelin sheaths are not covered or uncovered. So these are between the myelin sheath covering node of Ranvier. And myelin sheath play a very important role because it secretes growth factors that helps or support the regeneration of the neuron after damaging. When the neuron is damaged, the axon, because of the growth factor secreted by the myelin sheath, this axon may regrowth or they can regrow and form a complete functioning of the neuron. So the Schwann cell play a very important role in the peripheral nervous system and it secretes so many growth factors that also helps in the regeneration of the nerve. And Schwann cell, they are also associated with axons which are less than 1 micrometer in diameter. These are unmyelinated axons. So Schwann cell starts envelop multiple axons. So these are axons, the Schwann cell. This is the Schwann cell, the nucleus of the Schwann cell. They envelop over the axon, but they don't form myelination. Schwann cell, they don't form the layers or wrap over the axon in the non-myelinated axon. So these are Schwann cell associated with unmyelinated axon. So we can see in this diagram, the unmyelinated axons are enveloped by the Schwann cell, but their are no myelin sheath wrapped around the axon. So axons are also present in unmyelinated, Schwann cell also present in unmyelinated axon, but they don't form the myelin sheath. So this is about the Schwann cell.